Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Garden a Little, and as you can see I am doing a little bit of maintenance today with my garden. I was away for about a week and a lot has changed and a lot of ripe fruit are waiting for me to be picked, so come along and join me. And also let's do another week's garden tour. So though I said that I don't like okra, I do like to give it away, and the best time to pick it is when it is not too big. And I came home and this is the okra that I saw growing, and these are pretty rough. I let these go too far. Haven't been picked for about a week. I am still picking a ton of tomatoes. Definitely planted a little bit too many, but you know, it's nice to have them right now. I'm in zone 6A and not a lot of people have tomatoes now that it's a little bit chillier and colder outside, but my tomatoes are seeming to be pulling through. And my hornworms just now came to my garden, so they can't do much damage because most of my tomatoes are already dying. So I've been out here for a little bit picking out some tomatoes and peppers and such, and here's what I collected so far. So we got a lot of still tomatoes, some strawberries, some eggplants, some peppers. Well, actually a lot more peppers that I gotta pick. So let's get to it. Once you do get visited by hornworms, you gotta watch out because they grow super crazy and very fast and spread out of nowhere. So let's see, I'm gonna show you one that is currently climbing up on my tomato. It's right there. And they grab on to the stems pretty severely. So what I do is just like snap off a branch just like this, and I head over to my chickens. Zip, 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 zip. Zip, 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 zip. And there she goes. Present for ya. So basically I've been picking hornworms here and there, and also notice my bok choys. It's just a sad story. So here's my luscious lettuce growing, right? It's nice and crunchy, lovely. My radishes are coming up, so that's amazing. And here are my bok choys. Look at them. These rascals ate all of my brassicas, like any sort of brassica. All my kale is gone. All of my Brussels sprouts I cut down because they all ate it. So I think I'm gonna wait about a week or so to sow some more bok choys because it's just not coming back. The brassicas are just devoured. Peppers are still going nicely. Banana peppers here. Lovely harvest. Well, let's do our week 17 garden tour. This is the second week of September. The temperatures are definitely dropping here in Ohio in zone 6A, but my tomatoes are still doing great. My peppers are still surviving. I got some flowers and I got a basket full of goods. As I told you previously, the hornworms decided to visit my little patch and decided to eat all my tomatoes, but they showed up kind of late. So right now my tomatoes are already dying and they're eating the dead tomatoes, so I'm not too worried about it, but I do pick them off to give my chickens a treat. But even so, that the weather is getting to the point of these guys dying, I do have branches breaking up under the weight of the tomatoes still, because the tomatoes are still filling up with juices, still growing very slowly, but still growing. And you saw that basket that I collected full of tomatoes. Again, the favorite variety of my family is Solar Flares. This tomato is just like a candy. It is so easy to eat. Not a lot of people need to season this. It has its own flavor. It's not too sweet. It's not too acidic. It's just a great snack. And just like I showed you guys previously, my peppers are still flowering and still putting off growth. Even though the nights are getting cooler, the days are getting cooler, they still have enough sunlight to you know, produce extra growth. My buona mulatas, and all of them put off a little bit of growth up top, but they are flowering just like it's spring again. Just flowers everywhere. And also my jalapeno peppers are flowering everywhere as well, putting off so much extra growth. All of this is just extra and just grew, and that's really cool to see. And finally, my pumpkin spice jalapenos are looking like pumpkin spice jalapenos. I mean, look at these. They're actually orange and they're so freaking cute, and it's just in time for pumpkin spice coffee. You know, it's fall time. Maybe that's why they were named pumpkin spice jalapenos. Put them right here next to the bell peppers. So still quite a bit of a harvest. And in this bed as well, all the extra buona mulatas are growing. I mean, I just picked all of these, but look, there's a baby one forming. More flowers that are coming, and I don't know. I think the peppers are waking up, which is really strange to me, but here we are. As you saw earlier, I did pick some strawberries. Here's more here. They're doing very well. They're producing, you know, a little bit here and there, just like well, first of all, I didn't expect any strawberries, but more than I expected anyways, so I'm glad to see this. My cherry tomato forest has expanded, just like constantly is growing, constantly putting off new growth no matter how much time I top it. I mean, look at these guys. There's like at least 3 more tops to this tomato after I topped it. So they're just really wanting to grow, really wanting to produce more flowers. And at this point, I'm not stopping them. In about 2 to 3 weeks, all of this is going to be kind of brown and dying. So that's when I'm going to pull everything out, amend the soil, and say goodnight to my little garden. But right now it's looking kind of rough. Most of my tomatoes are dying, which is expected, and I can put this down on the soil on top of it like mulch rather than cutting down the green stuff. So still thinking about amending the soil and how I want to do it. So if you have any ideas or tips or tricks that are easy, I'm thinking maybe pine shavings. I'll probably do that. That's least expensive and kind of goes a long way as well. So if you have anything else other than that, let me know. I'm interested to try new things, and I know it's important to amend your soil for wintertime, so I'm definitely going to do that. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Oh, that other hornworm with wasps eggs on it, it's actually still on here because I was gone for a week. Nothing has been done about it. I thought maybe the birds would eat it, but nothing really happened. So let me show you how it looks. So this guy is still here, guess nurturing these eggs. Not sure what's the ethical thing to do. At this point, I think I'm just curious to see what actually happens to those eggs and when do they hatch and stuff. So just out of curiosity, I think I'm keeping that. And as I showed you previously, my okras are growing nice and tall, producing a lot of okras that I'm giving away currently. My onions, again, I've been away for a week, haven't been watered, so most of them are dead. I'm gonna water my garden after the store. Here again, I have my sunflowers. Beautiful, beautiful sunflowers. They are falling over from the weight of the heads that are happening, and the heads are actually being eaten by birds, which is actually good to see because this is a great source of energy for the birds, and I hope that these seeds end up somewhere else on our property because I would love to have wild sunflowers growing. So it's been really nice to have some sunflowers in my garden. It's so pretty. The huckleberries have been ripped out, although they are still putting off more growth. But look at these beets. These beets are starting to grow real nice and tall, and the Swiss chard as well, growing nice and tall. So I think we're gonna have a good harvest before the frost comes. Catnip has taken off, the zinnia. Also look at this beautiful color, amazing. And as I said before, my lettuce is starting to come up. It's funny, there's this colored lettuce here and that over there. I'm gonna water this in, and radishes should come from here. Bok choy is definitely a goner, just dead. More radish seeds were planted here, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. I think I planted some more radishes in there as well. Here's more zinnias that are coming up after I trimmed them really, really hard actually. And my parsley is doing amazing. My oregano is doing great. My cilantro is coming up. Look at that, so rewarding. And look at this beautiful, beautiful harvest. As you remember last time, I said that I'm gonna plant some garlic in here. And as you can see, I ripped up all of the Brussels sprouts. I have not started planting yet. It's a little bit too early, and also I'm still deciding on the type of garlic, where I'm gonna get it, and so forth. So if you have any good recommendations, let me know. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna let this area be. The chickens have been eating all of the leftover eggs and caterpillars that destroyed my brassica like completely. They were pretty good there, maybe week 13, and then week 15 they just devoured it. And last week it was just, I just called it quits because there's no way that would survive. There's like no photosynthesis happening because all of the leaves were eaten. It was so sad. Here in this bed, this pepper bed, I still have my zinnias that are ever so beautiful, lighten up the whole entire garden, giving it some color. I love it. My squash plant here, this is a zucchini plant, it's coming up, but it's coming up much slower than I expected, so I don't know if we'll have enough time to come up. Here's something that I was afraid of. My radish seeds are coming up nicely, but look, even the radish seeds are being eaten down and chomped down all the way to little nothings because of these worms, these brassica worms that completely destroy everything. On the brighter side though, look at these peas. They have climbed at least half a foot when I was gone. All of them are kind of falling over, but they are tall now. They're much taller than they were. They're definitely reaching the fence here and this arch to grow, so I'm really hoping that they will grow. And on this side over here, here's another pea here, more peas here. They just need to reach the fence here, but you remember how small they were. Look how big they are growing to be. So I'm excited to see this trellis once again being filled up at least halfway. Then we can enjoy some snap peas during cooler months here in Ohio. So that would be wonderful to see. A lot of things happen all at once, as it seems, once you're away from your garden. And I've been away for a whole week, and this garden tour is just as new to me as it was to you. So thank you so much for joining me along for week 17 of this garden tour. I can't believe fall is officially here. My plants definitely feel it. I feel it. The garden is preparing for it. And I will be preparing the garden for the colder weather. So stay tuned in, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.